Hey guys, good to see you and welcome to Lincoln Center's pop-up classroom. I'm Miss Myxy and I know that yesterday you were spending time with Taryn making sketches and today we're going to be exploring perspective. So I'm going to come over here and show you our agenda really quickly. First, today we're going to define what perspective is. Then we're going to make some homemade viewfinders, which is going to be really fun. And last, we're going to go on a perspective scavenger hunt. I'm very excited about that. So a few things before we get started. I know that there are young artists out there watching today, and I would love to see your comments in the comment section. So I'm going to be checking my phone. And if you have an adult with you that maybe you're not old enough to really type into Facebook Live, please ask your adult or a parent to help you out and share your comments and thoughts online, and I'll read them aloud. I'm seeing, oh, hey, Shayna. Shayna's here today. We have Jojo and Adoe are here today, and Karis. So I'm really excited to start playing with you guys. So let's get started. I'm going to go back over here because we started by a picture in my house, and I'm going to set this up. I'm going to put my body in relationship to my picture, and it looks like just there allows us to see, yeah, it's almost like I'm holding the record in my painting. But when we zoom out, I'm really just standing with my hand by the photo. So I'm wondering, what are some other ways I could change my relationship with my body to this painting to change how you see it? Please share some suggestions in your comments. Well, for me, I'm looking right now, and I think that if I back my body up and I lift up on my tippy toes a little bit, it almost looks like I have a halo around my head of a record. What are some other thoughts? You be thinking about that, and please share them in the comments. I would love to hear what your thoughts are or some suggestions. Oh, I'm going back to see what you're saying. Oh, yeah. So all of this idea of relationship to an object in space and how we see it is all a part of the definition of perspective. So today, our first thing is defining perspective. The definition we're going to use today is perspective is how you see or look at something, or your point of view. You could look at an object or a person or a body. And there's one more way we can use perspective that I'm going to share later if you stay to the end of the class. But today we're going to be playing with objects, and how we're going to use our perspective or our eyes is making our own viewfinder. So I'm going to get over here and get some material. So some things you're going to need today. First, before we get started, your bodies. That is the most important. Number 2 is an object that you find around your home. Anything, maybe like a toy or something that you just see every day in your kitchen, like a spoon. And an adult to help you out. Those are your 3 things you're going to need. Okay, so I am looking at my comments because that is what I want to see, what you're saying. Oh, hi. Hi, guys. It's so good to see you. Isaac and Aunt Sandra. My aunt is on. That's so fun. So again, what are some other ways that we could be thinking about how we look at our bodies in relationship to objects in our home? While you're thinking about that and answering that, I'm going to get my supplies. So, making your own viewfinder. Here are some ways. The first, toilet paper. Now, I know toilet paper is in kind of sparse supply these days, but what you need is not the paper. You just need the toilet paper roll. You can use an empty roll and frame your eye with the circle of the cardboard to change your perspective or how you see things. If toilet paper is not something you want to use or can't find around your home, you can also find just a regular old box. So I have Amy's Annie's shells and cheese box from lunch. And what I did was, first I can just pop out the ends, and you can use the box and make your own just viewfinder from the ends. Now I have framed my eye, and I have like a rectangular perspective around my eye. Or lastly, you could get some scissors. Please, if you need a parent's help to help you cut with your scissors at home, you can get some scissors and cut out the shape of your eye. So you can use your finger, kind of measure that out, and then draw that on your box. You have a nice rectangle on your box. And then you can cut out a panel of your box, and you have your own viewfinder. There. And so we're just framing our eye with a cardboard box to change our perspective. What are some other things that you could think of that we could use at home to do this? Please share in the comments. Oh, yes. A clock will be fun to create pictures with. If you have a clock on your wall in your home, try this at home. Maybe lifting up your hand to the clock to seem like you're touching it, or turning the dial. Yeah, you can see your hand then. There you go. Your hand will work fine. Yeah, definitely. Hi, there's some people joining us from Russia. This is exciting. I'm reading some more. A clock, I'm seeing that. Guys, these are great comments. Thank you. So, the next thing you're going to need is that object, anything around your house. So take a moment. I'm going to take a moment and put our things away for our viewfinder, because I just forgot. The last thing you can use to make your own viewfinder, your hand. And I think somebody just shared that in the comments. So you can use your hand. So the best way is to take your pointer finger and your thumb and make an L on both your sides of your hands. You're going to connect that together and then just change the view to make a rectangle. And now you framed your eye to also, with your hands, to make your own viewfinder with your body. You could also do this, making a circle, just like our toilet paper roll, to change your perspective and frame your eye in a new way. There's other shapes we could use as well. Please share. Maybe you have an idea of a shape we could use to frame our eye. I'm going to put our supplies away because I'm going to use my hand today to frame my perspective for our perspective scavenger hunt. So I have my mug, and it seems like an ordinary mug, but it's special to me just because the design reminds me of the dishes that I have at home when I was a kid. Very 80s, lots of blue. So I'm going to be framing my mug today in our perspective challenge. What are you using? Please share in our comments. I would love to hear what you are using to frame your, yes, maybe going back to our picture, I could maybe wear that record as a hat. That's a cool suggestion. Thanks, Jean. Rolled paper with tape. Oh, that's a good one. Thank you. Mirza Lane. She said if we got construction paper or a thick kind of paper and rolled it and taped it, you can tape it around your eye and use that as a viewfinder. That is a great idea. Thank you. Hi, Talek. Welcome. So good to see you guys. Hi, Carmen. So now we're going to get ready for our scavenger hunt challenge. Do you have your object? Yes? Great. Also, a toy works too if you have a favorite toy. Something that you could sit in your hands or sit on a table that's going to sit upright is going to be best. Okay, so we've defined perspective. We've discovered ways we can make viewfinders, and now we're ready. We have our object. We're ready for our perspective challenge. So the first challenge question in our scavenger hunt is this. How can you, with your viewfinder, frame your object so that it is the center focus of your perspective. So let's try that. All right, so I'm looking around the room. How can we do this? One of the best strategies I think is gonna help us on this scavenger hunt is to start with your viewfinder up to your eye. So I'm gonna use my hand and I'm making it the focus. As we look around the room, if you're seeing there are maybe other things moving around your object, but we want our object to focus and take up the whole view of what we see. Ooh, I'm gonna sit it on my stool. Let's see how that works. Trying to move. Oh, I got it. Now my mug is the center focus of what I see. Would you like to see what I found in my viewfinder? All right. There it is. My mug is the center focus of what I see when I look through my viewfinder. Challenge 1 in our scavenger hunt, done. Tell me what you did. How did you find or view your object to make it the center of what you see? And you can share what you're doing in the comments. Ooh, someone is using a book cover. We're using egg cartons to make our viewfinder. Oh, great, Julie, that's so awesome. Egg cartons are a perfect way to create viewfinders. Ah, Jean, her object is a puppet. Wonderful. Art on the wall. Nice, Adoe. Oh yeah, these objects will all make great pictures. This is true. These are great objects you guys are using. All right. So now, where are you placing your objects? More strategies for our scavenger hunt to make it the focus of what you're seeing. You can share those in the comments. How are you framing it around your eyes? Okay. I am thinking we're ready to try the second challenge. So our second question in our scavenger hunt is this. How can we now frame our object to make it not the focus or in the background of our perspective? All right. Strategy. Reminded me of the strategy of putting the viewfinder to my eye first, and I'm looking around the room. Right now, as I look at my mug, it's still kind of in the front of everything because I'm holding it here out. What if I put it in relationship to something else? I'm gonna go to my desk here. That when we look now, no, that's not right. It still seems like the same size as that. Let me try this. Okay. So now I'm gonna look at my viewfinder again and move it a little closer to the tree. I got it. Okay, so now my mug is not the focus of my perspective. Would you like to see what I found in my viewfinder? Okay, here we go. And there you see. My mug is now not the focus. It's in the background of the tree. What are some other strategies I could have done to make my mug the background, not the focus of what I'm seeing? Well, one strategy I'm noticing is that using another object and putting it in relationship to my mug allows me to refocus my perspective and see the tree more. And even with the mug behind the tree, it even doesn't even look like a mug anymore. It's kind of like a blue flower behind my tree. What are some things that you're doing? Okay, I'm gonna checking in on you. Oh, So Mirza. So she's putting the book on a table. To make it the center. So Mirza's putting a book on the table and just focusing on the book to make it the center of our viewfinder. Smart. Oh, hi, Teresa. So good to see you guys. This looks great, guys. Wonderful. So we've done the focus. We've made our object the focus, the center of what we see through our viewfinder. Putting it on a table, putting it somewhere flat or level and making that the focus. We've also now made our object not the focus. So using another object in relationship. And relationship is a really great word. I'm going to write it up on our board. So something connected to perspective is the relationship between objects. Sweet. In relationship to something else, maybe that's bigger than it, allows us to focus less on our object and more on something else. What are some things that you're noticing? Oh, great, Isaac. Isaac is using a mini basketball and a tissue box. Tissue box, Isaac, that's so smart. You could use that little hole that's already cut out in your tissue box and use it, or you could punch either sides. This is great, guys. And he's using a basketball as his object. Perfect. What else are we seeing? Oh, yeah, thank you for sharing. There's so many great comments, guys. You're doing such fun work. Okay. So now, so Mirza says she put a ball in front of her book. And now the ball is the focus, and then the book is in the background. Good thinking, Mirza. All right. I think we're ready for round 3 of our scavenger hunt. Okay, so now we've made it the focus, we've made it not the focus in the background of what we're seeing through our viewfinders. And now, challenge number 3 is how can you, with your viewfinder, frame your object so that it is the smallest thing in the room. Now, if you have something if you're using something that's already kind of tiny, this may be an even more challenging part of the scavenger hunt, but I think you can do it. So again, strategy number 1, start with the viewfinder around your eyes to adjust your perspective. And start looking. Now, again, I noticed that when we used something bigger than our object, it hid it. So what if can something bigger than what we're using make it look even smaller? I'm looking at my bean bag. I don't know if that's gonna work. I'm gonna try my stool. I'm gonna put it on the floor. This is big. This is big, guys. Taking it out of my hand. I'm gonna put it on the floor by my stool. See? And I'm gonna I think getting further away is gonna help me make this look a little smaller than it should. Let's try. I'm gonna move my viewfinder all the way close to my face. I'm gonna even lift my body up a little bit. I got it. There we go. Would you like to see what I see in my viewfinder? All right, here we go. So now my mug is the tiniest thing. It doesn't even look like it's a mug in the room. Because I use something bigger to change the scale or size of what my object is. What are some other strategies I could use? And what are you using at home with I know, Isaac, you've got a basketball. Mirza, you have a book. Ooh. Yeah, how are we reasoning through this? Oh, guys, this is really good. Good job. I'm thumbsing up all the things you guys are doing. So, one strategy I want to notice that we did was instead of using putting the mug kind of behind the stool, putting it in front of the stool also made it look a little smaller and all the way on the floor. So distance was also helpful. When I was farther away, I was able to change the size of my object, which is kind of cool. What are you noticing with your objects at home? Oh, hi, Kim. All right. So, challenge number 4 in our scavenger hunt is this. I think we're ready. I know you're still exploring. I hope you keep exploring and moving through. I'm going to move to challenge number 4. This is our last and final challenge. How can you, with your viewfinder, frame your object to make it look larger than life, larger than it actually is, or extraordinary? Okay. This is a really serious challenge, guys, but I think we can do it, okay? Again, strategy, viewfinder up. I'm looking around the room, and I'm seeing, so right now I see my couch, but that's something bigger than my mug, and we learned that using something bigger makes it look smaller, so we're not gonna use that. Viewfinder's up again. What are you noticing as you move through your room looking at your object? Well, now, when I put it up to something small, it still just kind of looks like a mug, like the same size. I'm gonna look. Oh, my painting's on the wall. Hold on. If I hold my mug up, just so, maybe, perhaps we bring the object, or I'm using my mug, but perhaps you try to bring your object really close to your viewfinder. I got it. Okay, so now through my viewfinder, my mug looks like it is the same size of my paintings. Would you like to see what I found in my viewfinder? All right, here we go. As you can see right now, my mug looks like it's the same size of my painting. So in relationship to the painting, it seems like it's the same size or larger than it actually is in real life. Guys, what are you seeing when you have been playing and using your viewfinders at home? Ooh, Isaac, smart move. Using a door stopper. I like that. Oh, Kim said she put her object on the bed. Smart. Oh, Mirza, the book is on the floor, leaning on an empty wall. Guys, these are all great options. Using other objects or even the wall structure in relationship to your object can change your perspective of how you see it. Oh, Isaac says his ball, it looks like a mini basketball, is super huge compared to the door stopper. So smart. That's right. I put it up. Okay, so Kim is saying she put her object up on a small container. Right, because if we use something that's smaller than our object, it can look larger than it actually is. Great work, Kim. Oh, yes, and space. So getting close, playing with space, getting near, closer to something. Like even when I move closer to the camera right now, I may seem larger than life. But really, when I move far away, it's just me. Oh, great, Mirza. Putting the book on top of a notebook makes it seem bigger because now we're giving the book height. Good, so near and far, highs and lows, like the lows we found with the mug on the floor. Oh, nice. Oh, Wan Fu put an object on the couch. Great, to make it look small because the couch is so big. I could put my object, my mug on the couch. I could also use that to make it look small. Oh, this is great, guys. This feedback is awesome. Thank you. Oh, all the shares. You guys are doing such great work. Okay, so now we're not done. Now we've reached the 4 challenges in our scavenger hunt, but I'm gonna add one more for you to do at home after the class. So when you're at home, now I'm gonna challenge you to try this in other spaces. Maybe you even take your object in a windowsill or window frame. Maybe even trying another room in your house. Maybe giving yourself the restriction of just using the bathroom to see how you can change how your object looks in space. I would love for you to try this challenge on your own with the help of an adult and share what you did with me. You can share your strategies at #LincolnCenterAtHome. Now here's the second part of that. If you have a camera or a phone that has a camera and an adult to help you, maybe you could even take pictures of what you've created with your viewfinder and share those at #LincolnCenterAtHome. I'll be able to find those pictures and see them and maybe even use them for our next class. Lastly, I know that I mentioned that there are different ways that we can frame our eyes to change our perspective. And we said we could frame an object, we could frame people in space. You could also try that at home, not even using an object, but framing a person and going through the same challenges, making them the focus, smaller, larger. So people and objects, I want you to try that at home. But the last thing I want you to try this week as well, we can use framing to change our perspectives about what we think. And right now I know that there are a lot of thoughts about what's going on in our society right now that I hope that you can use this frame of your imagination and try framing your world in a different way. That's your challenge. I've had so much fun with you this week. I'm gonna check back at our comments right now. Oh, Isaac, great idea. He used a Lego bullet and, oh, smart, and use it with his mini basketball in comparison to make it look larger than life. Yeah, Isaac, that's awesome. So just to review, our challenges for home. First, to go into another room, maybe give yourself the parameter or restriction of just using one room and try moving through these challenges. If you find that you found something really cool and you want to share it with us, you can share your strategies at #LincolnCenterAtHome on your Facebook page, and then we can see it. And if you have a camera and adult to help you, you can take pictures of what you've done and share again with the #LincolnCenterAtHome. And lastly, I hope that this has opened up our minds to think about our worlds and our lives with a different framing. Change your perspective. Guys, this has been so much fun. I hope you had a great day. I did. Curtis, you can crank up that music and take us out. Goodbye. Have fun.